Welcome back, folks, to Let's Play Star Trek Judgement Rites. And when last we left off, we were about to see if firing a lance at a door is going to make any difference whatsoever. It could just crumple ineffectively against the door, but hopefully not. Not quite sure how we're going to fire it just yet, though.
I don't understand what you want me to do, Captain.
However, there is one thing in this room that actually will allow us to fire things, per se, and that's this control panel. Pretty sure this control panel will have the ability to fire things on it. If we can fire a lance on that table, that's another question entirely.
It's working fine. Just doesn't have anything to control right now.
What if we were to use these wires here?
No, I don't think that's necessary.
Oh. What if we were just to use the table? I suppose that would work. Maybe I was wrong to think that we needed this panel.
We still need a control mechanism.
We do still need a control mechanism. How are we going to control it? We could control it with this.
No, I don't think that's necessary.
Just got to think about how we're going to do this. Oh, Chekhov can apparently do something.
Not much I can do with it, Captain. It's not connected to anything.
It isn't connected to anything. No. No, it isn't. We do have this one. I wonder what this'll do.
This end's ready, Captain.
Ah, there we go. There we go. If in doubt, use everything on everything. Now we can fire the lance. Maybe I was right the first time. I just didn't have the wire. This is going to end terribly, isn't it?
Thank you, Captain. This'll be just like old times.
School must miss you dearly, Mr. Scott.
They must. Is this going to work? Let's find out. Yes! Yes, it did work. Yep, that worked. Also, these are now out of power. We might as well take them, I guess.
Chekhov takes the capacitor off of the Aurora generator.
We might still need them. We might still need them.
Chekhov takes the capacitor off of the Aurora generator.
Also, I think the Aurora generator is broken now.
The surface of the generator is a mass of melted wiring and metal. The only glow is from dissipating heat.
Yeah, we've ruined that. What about the door?
This seems pointless.
Yep, let's just move through and see what's going on, shall we? Oh, we kind of...
Engineering panel. Look what we've done.
Yeah, we kind of smashed it.
A spacesuit.
Yeah, we smashed it.
We made a bit of a mess here, didn't we? We had no choice. Remember, who's really at fault here?
Well, we did sort of do it ourselves, but...
That we will, Captain.
Yeah, but we needed to do it. There is something that survived, though.
Although badly scuffed, when it was blasted free of the ceiling, the gas canister and nozzle look functional.
Excellent.
The curator mentioned these were in each room.
Oh.
We could open the door and spray it on the terrorists.
Yeah.
If it's fast enough to stop them from using their phasers, it'll stop us too.
Good point.
And they'd get a warning if the door started to open. Time enough to put the hostages in jeopardy.
Yep. We are just going to, take this.
The gas canister is a bit beat up from the fall, but still functional.
Yeah, we're going to, basically look at the wreckage here.
Whatever used to be on this pedestal is now long gone.
And that would be the spacesuit.
Shattered remnants of doors, ceiling, and unidentified other things lay strewn about the room. The destructive pattern fans out from the ruined door, leaving some areas completely untouched, while others are totally devastated.
Indeed.
Kirk really wishes he could get into radio contact with the Enterprise.
We have no communicators.
Scotty really wishes he could get into radio contact with the Enterprise.
But we have no communicators.
Chekhov is happy they can't get radio contact with the Enterprise, so he can see more action.
Ha! Oh, Chekhov. You might not want to actually wish that.
They're right next door, gentlemen. Caution is advised.
They are.
It'll take me at least another hour, Captain.
To do what?
Scotty?
Sorry, Captain, I thought you said something to me.
No, he didn't. It's just sort of... That's sort of betraying, Scotty, that you kind of make this stuff up.
I know, Captain. Look around, get to work. We have no time to talk. I didn't have anything in particular to say anyway.
Oh.
But you said it quite succinctly, Ensign.
Yes, he did. Not much we can get here, but there is this that we can use. We could have a look in here.
Security lockdown is in effect. Please enter access code.
We know the access code. I'm surprised it's not letting us just automatically enter it at this point. I can almost remember it off by heart now. There are a few things I think that we want here. Let's see what we can get. I doubt we can get anything from this.
I don't know how this works, but looking at it reminds me of the time when I was a boy working on my first electronics project. I built one of those old crystal radios. Maybe this computer somehow projects its answers into your mind.
Maybe.
It may be just looking at the crystals made you remember that, Captain.
Maybe.
It's possible. Are you now practicing psychology, Mr. Scott?
Probably not.
Oh no, Captain. I'm just a simple country engineer.
Who runs a starship's engineering section? Can we maybe get one of you to grab something? Maybe you can grab something from there? Perhaps you can. Maybe there's a crystal we can get.
This is an odd beastie, Captain. I'm not even sure how they powered this thing. It'd take days to begin to understand.
We don't have days.
You, Scotty?
I'm only human, Captain.
You are? So we're not going to be able to get anything off that. Not at all. So that's no good. What about Chekhov?
I wouldn't know where to start, Captain.
Fair enough. What about this?
The access panel is stuck, Captain. I don't think any of us are strong enough to pull it free.
That's not gonna work. Can we get something off this? Might as well try.
It probably wouldn't hurt anything to take one crystal. It's just a display after all.
And then it breaks irreparably.
This one looks good.
Yep, so we now have a single solitary crystal. What exactly are we going to do with it? I don't quite know. There's nothing we can do with that at all.
We can't have it do anything until we get it running.
And we do need to get it running. We do need to get it running. Okay, what do we have? We have a panel we cannot actually open. We cannot actually open it. We need to charge it. We need to charge something. We have these two capacitors, and we have absolutely no way to charge it. We could try. We could try.
There's only a wee bit of juice in this capacitor, but I think it'll be enough to power up the robot. It's a tight squeeze, Captain. I don't think we'll be able to get it back out once it's in. Should I go ahead and do it?
Why not?
We could use the help, Mr. Scott. Energize the robot. Not yet, Mr. Scott. We may need that power elsewhere.
We have another one.
We could use the help, Mr. Scott. Energize the robot.
Energize the robot. Hello.
The plaque reads,
We should actually, I've already read that. We should see what it can do.
Barney, open the pod bay door.
Now there's a reference. And it actually complied. Oh, thanks, Barney. Thank you very much. Oh, and it's still working. Alright, what can we get out of there?
I knew it. They forgot to take out the fuel cell. That fusion reactor always scares people enough that they forget the backup cell. It's dry now. You'd need to wet this beauty down and get a catalyst in her.
We have something that we could pour in there, but oh my, is it gonna hurt Scotty. Bye-bye, cognac.
Better than brandies? More than stums? Look out, fuel cell. Here she comes.
That's not all, though. We're gonna need to pour all of it in there.
I hate to see a sweet liquid used for something other than tasting, but at least it'll work a fair bit in here.
Yes, it probably will. But it's still not powered. We need some sort of catalyst. We have one. It's made of silver.
It's a good thing to build in so much flexibility. The silver isn't a bad catalyst and will act as a contact too.
Excellent. We could actually, yeah, we could use this to charge the, charge this capacitor. Should work.
All hooked up and charging, Captain.
Excellent. Now we just wait. We managed to charge this up. We have indeed just got to wait. The robot was very useful. And actually there's not a lot you need to do here once you get to it. But there are two ways, as I recall, to deal with this. One of them is to deal with them peacefully, I imagine, and the other one is to deal with them completely non-peacefully. Oh, it's ready. Let's get it.
All ready to go, Captain.
Marvelous. Goodbye, Barney. Thanks for helping us out. In here is the basic alternate solutions. On the left is a transporter, which we could potentially use that gas on. On the right is
an old communications panel.
It's an old communications panel, which we could use to communicate. Now, depending on what we want to do here, will entirely determine how we're going to handle this. But for this one, at the moment, we're going to do it the diplomatic way, because that's more of the Federation Starfleet sort of way. But I'm sure I'll show off how to do it completely undiplomatically as well. After all, we are being presented with two options. We should look at this. There is a communicator. It could in theory work.
You know, Mr. Scott, this machine is not in bad condition.
Isn't it?
Captain. Look, but don't touch.
You're right, Mr. Scott, but the only thing missing on this is the transmitter and some power.
You think Lieutenant Uhura would object if we swapped it for hers?
I think she would.
Scotty, I never took you for having a death wish.
Why don't we have Scotty looking at it, looking for ways to make it to work? I think we'll have a solution.
Captain, this thing's still short on power and some sort of transmitter.
Yep. Well, we have both of those things. Also, Barney is with us. He's just sort of following us, which is fantastic. We have our fourth crew member, folks. Our red shirt this time is a robot. But this will give it power. And the crystal, I think, is a transmitter, as Kirk hinted at.
All hooked in, Captain.
Excellent. We will find a way to communicate with them yet. At least, I hope.
It's been a while, but I think that will work.
I hope so. I hope so. We're actually going to save on the alternate file here, because we're now at the point, I think, where if we wanted to do things the other way, we'd have to do them the other way. Let's use it.
Gentlemen, we still need to come up with a transmitter.
Oh. Do we? Oh, wait. Can we take the silver tray? I'm just thinking. We're missing something, and we don't actually have something to transmit. We need that tray. That tray has turned out to be useful.
You remove the silver tray.
Because it is something that we'll need after all. It'll be a connection, if nothing else. That tray has turned out to be one of the most useful items in this mission. Not including the capacitors. They were more useful. But the tray's close.
I rigged up an isolated piece of frame in there as one conducting plate, and the tray as the other. It's not the best solution, but it's the best I can do here.
Also, why was there the pouring sound when we did that? But either way, that tray was useful. Oh, I'm pretty sure I'd get court-martialed for that if I was in the Federation. Pretty sure I'd get court-martialed. Well, nothing for it now. Time to negotiate. If they'll even negotiate. That is still up in the air. We don't know if they'll negotiate yet. Let's use it.
Well, let's see how well this works.
We'll find out.
Kirk to Enterprise. Kirk to Enterprise. Enterprise, come in.
Are we going to get the Enterprise?
Who is this?
We are not going to get the Enterprise.
This is Captain James T. Kirk of the Starship Enterprise.
Diplomatic? That kind of works.
Who are you?
Also a good question.
Whoever you are, call for help. There are terrorists in the museum.
Might be them.
This is Captain Kirk of the Starship Enterprise. I'm in the Smithsonian Museum, where hostages are being held.
That is a good answer.
How interesting. I'm in the Smithsonian Museum holding hostages.
Oh! Hello, that's a long name. I don't think he'll appreciate that joke.
Who am I talking to?
Another good question?
You should give up immediately. You have no chance. I'm holding a Corbomite device.
That's a lie.
Why don't you and I discuss this?
We could discuss it.
Who am I talking to?
That's a good question, though. We don't need to know this.
My name is Lucas. I'm a member of the Lockian family, Onakan.
Oh?
I've never heard of the Onakan family.
No, neither have I.
It's no surprise you haven't heard of us, even though we're one of the largest and oldest families on Lockian. Just shows how much the Federation believes the lies the Saransi pass along.
Oh?
The Saransi are your enemies?
That's pretty obvious, Kirk.
I find it unlikely the Federation will take sides.
That's very true.
Of course the Federation backs the Saransi. You don't see them taking hostages and setting traps for museum curators, do you?
Let's not agitate them.
The Saransi are your enemies?
I think we need to, show that the Federation is neutral.
I find it unlikely the Federation will take sides.
Yep.
If the Federation isn't backing the Saransi, how do you explain a ceremony giving the Saransi the Quelke? Obviously, the Federation believes their lies.
The Kelki. You mean the probe?
Yeah, the probe that we never got to look at.
It is more than just a probe to us. The Quelke discovered Lockian generations ago. The entire race owes its existence to the Quelke.
Oh.
I knew it had great significance. I just didn't know there was anyone else involved.
Ah.
This is when the original planet was on the verge of being destroyed?
Well, this is information Kirk's presenting here.
I thought the Saransi ruled your race. Shouldn't they be the ones that controlled the Kelki? I knew it had great significance. I just didn't know there was anyone else involved.
Let's keep being nice.
This is when the original planet was on the verge of being destroyed?
And get more information, too.
We have as much claim to that probe as anyone.
Okay.
It sounds like you have a legitimate grievance.
It pretty much does.
Does the Saransi also have a right to the Kelki?
That's a good question, but let's not ask it now.
Then why is the museum handing the Kelki over to the Saransi?
Another good question.
It sounds like you have a legitimate grievance.
Let's ask why.
Then why is the museum handing the Kelki over to the Saransi?
Yeah, that could work.
It's because you're a pack of idiots. You have no idea what's going on. No idea who should have the Quelke.
Okay.
Does the Saransi also have a right to the Kelki?
That is a good question.
Of course they do, but no more than we have.
So why not share it? Why not share it?
Then this situation should be looked into more closely by the Federation. We're here with the best intentions. You want peace? We want peace.
Good response.
Then release the hostages now, and we'll talk about a solution.
I don't think they'll agree to that.
Then this situation should be looked into more closely by the Federation. We're here with the best intentions. You want peace? We want peace.
Yeah, we'll try that.
Is that an offer?
It is an offer.
That's a guarantee. Obviously, I'll have to check with my superiors on this, but I'm certain something can be worked out.
I'm pretty sure something can be worked out too.
That's a guarantee.
Don't guarantee anything when you can't promise to guarantee anything, Kirk.
Obviously, I'll have to check with my superiors on this, but I'm certain something can be worked out.
Indeed.
Don't patronize me. You'd say anything just to stop us. Since you'd really rather talk to the Saransi, why not start practicing what you're going to tell them when they find the Quelke has been taken?
Oh.
Hello? Hello? He seems to have cut communications.
Oh. That's bad. Well, let's try that again, shall we? That's why we've got saves. That's why we've got saves. Let's have another go, shall we? Let's use the device.
Well, let's see how well the Kirk to Enterprise.
Who is this?
This
We've
is
done all
Captain
this
James
before.
T. Who are you? Whoever you are. This is Captain Kirk.
How interesting.
Indeed.
Who am I talking to?
Who are we talking to?
My name is Lucas.
Indeed.
I've never heard of them.
It's no
The Saransi are your enemies?
Let's quickly go through
I
this.
find it unlikely the Federation will take
That's the one I
sides.
picked.
If the Federation isn't,
The Kelki.
it is more.
I knew it had great significance. This is when the original
then I
planet
picked this
was on
one.
the verge of...
We have as much claim.
It sounds like you have a legitimate grievance. Does the Saransi also have a right to the Kelki?
Does it indeed?
Of course they do, but no more than we have.
Let's not actually provoke them this time round.
Then this situation should be looked into more closely by the Federation. We're here with the best intentions. You want peace? We want peace.
Indeed.
Is that an offer?
It is.
That's a guarantee.
It is a guarantee.
Then we have a deal. We will turn off the security override and give ourselves up. And trust the word of Captain Kirk.
I'm sure you can. I'm sure you can. That is a much better solution. Ah, they've surrendered.
Mr. Chekhov, have Dr. McCoy beam down to make sure the curator and guards are all right. Mr. Scott, lower the museum's shields and have a security team beamed aboard.
Indeed.
Captain's log supplement.
We do indeed have a supplemental. Did we actually have a shore leave? Did that actually happen? That is a curious point.
The terrorists had already turned off the security override. After putting the 3 Onikons in custody, it was decided that the probe would not be returned to the Saransi. Federation mediators will visit Lakian to assist in the negotiations on the fate of this artifact. The fact that they gave up voluntarily when they could have possibly escaped and injured no one certainly made points for the Onikon's claim. Curator Brezhnev was treated by Dr. McCoy and is in good health. Commendations are in order for Scott and Chekhov for meritorious service.
Indeed. What about the actual shore leave?
Lieutenant Uhura, send a message to Admiral Richards. Tell him he owes me more than he thinks he does.
Yeah, he does.
Aye, sir. I have a feeling he's not going to be surprised.
Not even slightly.
I'm afraid I'm going to remember this mission with a great deal of sadness, Captain.
Is that because of the cognac?
Why is that, Mr. Scott?
It was such a fine cognac, Captain. It was just waiting for us, and now it's gone forever. Such a waste. You always remember the one that got away.
You do.
Sure, Scotty.
Captain, message incoming from Starfleet.
Is it about the mission summary?
I see they got our report. On screen.
They did.
I've reviewed your report from your recent assignment, Captain, and have a few comments.
All right.
I am very pleased with your performance. It was a perfect mission, Jim. Your reputation as Starfleet's best starship captain is secure. Kane out.
Thank you. And off we go. Off and away to the next mission. Is that his background sound again? Though this be
Captain's
madness.
log, stardate 6169.3. While delivering supplies to outposts near Klingon and Romulan space, we received a distress signal from the Romulan neutral system.
That is not a great thing to hear.
On screen, Captain.
All right.
This is Sub-Commander Guyon of the Warbird Infinitus. We are under attack. Assist us, please.
Oh?
Transmission jammed at the source, sir. The transmission originated on the Romulan side of the neutral zone.
Oh dear.
Captain, this could be a setup. The Romulans might be trying to lure us into a treaty violation.
Also, that sound effect is still playing in the background. I wonder why this has started happening only now.
We can't interfere in Romulan business. Take us to our next mission.
Do need to be very careful. We need to be very careful.
Set course, warp factor 8. I'm not going to ignore a distress call, even if it is a Romulan. We can't interfere in Romulan business. Take us to our next mission.
Do we want to actually ignore the mission? Well, I suppose we should, because we can't actually interfere. He is right. So, off we go to our next mission! Ignore everything!
This day is not going well.
No, this day is not, because that sound effect's still in the background.
Captain, we have an emergency message from Starfleet. Code 1.
Ah,
That's a planetary catastrophe.
that is.
On screen.
Captain, a very large alien ship is about to land on the planet Atibus in the Klingon neutral zone. The aliens stated that they intend to land in the midst of the capital city. Then the ship cut communications with us. Since then, all attempts to contact the alien craft have failed. You are the closest starship to Atibus. We want you to evaluate the situation and safeguard the colonists. We need you to make contact with the aliens.
First contact, eh? Let us do that next time, folks. As that sound is still oddly in the background, which is really weird. So, I'll catch you next time, folks. And I'll see you then. Later.